So the basic building block of an embedded system is electronic component, microcontroller, all those things. So that's why you need to know the working of the JFETs or FETs or transistors thoroughly. The first thing is the JFET. So JFET means junction field effect transistor. Junction field effect transistor. So sometimes they'll be just called as FET, or they can call it as JFET. But if they are going to mention clearly it as MOSFET, then it is entirely different. They'll in exam they'll ask you explain N channel FET. Then they're asking with respect to JFET. MOSFET is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, which we'll discuss it later. Okay, so keep this in mind. In this JFET MOSFET, it is a junction field effect transistor. We are having two types: N channel JFET and P channel JFET. N channel JFET and P channel JFET. Two types of FETs we are having. So in this, first we'll go with an N channel JFET. And I have already told you the construction and working of the FETs and BJTs are entirely different. So when I take N channel JFET, so here we will be taking an N-type slab, N-type material. This slab is a N-type material. If you are using N-channel JFET, you have to take an N-type slab. This is an N-type slab. To this, we are going to embed P-type material on the either sides of this. We are going to embed two P-type materials. We are going to embed two P-type materials on the either sides of this. After that, we are going to add the ohmic contact. So ohmic contact means it is a metallic contact. So it is an ohmic contact we are having. So ohmic contact we are having. Now, this two terminals will be always shorted. These two terminals will be always shorted, and even though there are two terminals for P, they will be shorted and will be considered as a single terminal. So this terminal is known as source. This terminal is known as drain, and this terminal is known as gate. Okay, this is gate terminal, this is drain, and this is the source. So there are three terminals here. There we were having in BJT, we were having bipolar junction transistor, we were having emitter, base, collector. Here in the place of emitter, we have source. In the place of base, we have gate. In the place of collector, we have drain. So these are the three terminals we are going to have. The symbol for this is and the symbol itself has the meaning, or symbol itself tells you the construction. This is the gate, this is the source, this is the drain. So how you are going to identify the symbol here is, if this arrow mark, whatever you are having now, if this arrow mark is towards this line, it is towards this line, then it is N channel. If the arrow mark is in opposite direction, if it is in the other way around. So it is in the opposite way. So then we are going to call, if it is like this, then we are going to call it as a P channel. Okay. So now the arrow mark is towards the line. So that's why it is a N channel JFET. Working of N channel and P channel JFET construction is similar, but you need to replace wherever you have N, you have to replace with P, and wherever you have P, you have to replace with N. So now let us go for the working of this. This is the construction. So you'll be taking an N-type material slab and you are going to embed two P-types on the either side. After that, you are going to insert the ohmic contact for the connection purpose. This is how we are going to construct. After that, while coming to the construction, first thing you should remember, JFET, we have told it is a voltage controlled device. It is known as a voltage control device, whereas BJT is known as, can anyone tell what is BJT known as?
Current control device.
Yes, it is a current control device. As we control base current and will control the collector current, the output. So here it is a voltage control device. What we do is, uh, this is the gate voltage, and usually this source will be shorted with this gate. Okay, it will be shorted with the gate, and this will be, so there will be a ground. Now between this we are going to connect a battery, and again at the drain side also we are going to connect the battery. Okay, so this battery, whatever we are using here, it is connected with drain terminal and gate terminal. So we can call this as, or we can directly connect it to the source also, because it is getting grounded now. So we can connect it directly to the ground. So this is the source terminal. Now the voltage here between the gate and the source is known as VGS, and the voltage between the drain and the source is known as VDS. Now this is the N-type material where majority charge carriers are electrons, and this is a P-type material where majority charge carriers are holes. Now, in order to get the current, a drain is a collection point where we are going to collect the charges. Source is a sending point. So electrons has to flow in this direction. It has to flow towards the drain. Now, what kind of potential or electric field or battery I need to apply across this particular portion to attract the electrons towards this particular junction? I want to attract the electrons towards this junction. So what kind of voltage should be given here? The voltage to be given here means here will give the same voltage will exist here. Here it is a N-type material. What type of charges you'll have? What type of charges you'll have? In N-type material, what kind of charges you'll have?
Electrons, sir.
Yes, electrons. That means negative charge. One question I wanted to ask now, whether hole is a charge or not. Hole is a charge or not?
Sir, it's a charge carrier, not a charge.
It's not a charge. Okay, I have charge in it. Okay, then what about electron? Electron is a charge.
Similar.
Hmm.
No, sir, it's a charge carrier only.
Both are charge
It carries
carriers.
a charge, but
Yes, both are charge carriers, right? That means this is a positive, sorry, this is a negative charge carrier. This is a positive charge carrier. Okay. Now, here, what kind of charges? Someone told me electrons. So then, what kind of charges you'll have here in N type?
Negative charge, sir.
Negative charges, because electrons are more means electrons uh, are the charge carriers, so obviously they will carry negative charges. So in order to attract those negative charges, what kind of potential I should give here? What kind of potential I should?
Positive, sir.
Yes, we need to give positive potential. When this is positive potential, then all the negative charges will get attracted towards this drain, right? So this drain should be a positive potential. So here we'll be giving positive potential. So initially what happens is, now we'll see the working. So when I'm going to increase the positive potential, what happens is more and more electrons, the electrons which are here and there, they start getting attracted towards this drain, because there is kind of force of attraction. So all the electrons, wherever it is, they start getting attracted. Initially, I have not given any voltage at the gate. Okay, so all the electrons start attracting. So when I keep on increasing the voltage here, so when I keep on increasing the voltage, the drain voltage, then more and more charges will get attracted, and I'll be getting drain current, more drain current. Okay, so drain current is the current which we are going to allow to pass through the load. Similarly, what we were having, no IC, collector current, which was going to the load. Here, drain current is the current which is going to be given to the load. Now, when I give more and more drain voltage, I told you more and more drain current is coming. So if I want to control this, what I should do? There should be some controlling mechanism. You can tell when battery is there, no, why you want to control? I want another control here. I want to limit it. I want to adjust it based upon my requirement.
Across the gate, we need to apply them.
So now the question of the gate will come into picture. So now I need to apply the voltage across the gate. So now here, if I apply the voltage across the gate, here it is a P layer, here it is also P layer. So how we can control the flow is, this is basically known as N channel, because the path, channel means what? Path. This is the path. So this is the path, whatever the path taken by the electrons to flow. No? This is the path. What kind of material is this path? N type. That's why the name N channel. The path through which electron flow is of N type. That's why the name N channel. Now, if I can reduce this path, this width of this path, so from here to here we have the channel width. If I'm going to reduce this channel width, during that time, what happens? The number of electrons or the charges flowing will be reducing. When the number of charges flowing will reduce, during that time, automatically the drain current will reduce. Now we need to think, How we can do this? We can do this only by considering the concept of PN junction. That's why I was telling in the last module, see, wherever you go, you'll get this PN junction concept. So now PN junction, we know that whenever the P and N, can I apply PN junction concept here? We have a P layer, we have a N layer. So this acts as a PN junction. This acts like a PN junction. So now what I should do in order to reduce the size, if I'm going to forward bias it, that means N layer is already connected to positive. N layer is already connected to the positive. So what I should do is P layer, I should connect it to negative, because when I reverse bias this PN junction, then only the depletion layer will start increasing. So now when I'm going to give P to negative terminal of the battery and N to positive terminal of the battery, now what happens? When I am going to keep on increasing the gate voltage and parallelly I am increasing the drain to source voltage, what happens? Since it becomes reverse bias, the depletion layer starts increasing. The depletion layer starts increasing. So you can see the width has now reduced. Again, when gate voltage is increased, drain voltage is increased, what happens? The depletion layer again increases. The depletion layer again increases. Depletion layer again increases. Now, one thing can you observe here? The width here is more compared to the width here. You can see this width is more compared to this width. Can anyone guess or tell me if you know? Why the width is more towards the N layer and width is less towards the that is towards the D terminal, and width is quite less towards the source terminal. Like this, the depletion layer starts growing, and my question was, the depletion layer towards the drain is more compared to the towards the source. Can anyone tell me?
So electrons are flowing from source to drain, no sir.
That is fine, but depletion layer is more towards the drain. That width is more towards the drain compared to source. This is because at the source, it is grounded, but at the drain, it is connected to a potential. When a potential is applied at particular terminal, towards that, the depletion layer will be keep on increasing. Okay, at this particular portion, we don't have any potential. Simply the electrons are getting attracted towards that. We have not applied any potential to the source. It is grounded. But at the drain side, we are applying a potential which is keep on increasing. So that's why the depletion layer will be keep on increasing towards the drain compared to the depletion layer between the gate to source. The gate to drain depletion layer will be more. So now on keep on increasing the gate voltage, the depletion layer will be growing and width will be decreasing. A situation arises where when you are going to increase the gate voltage to the maximum extent, then the depletion layer, this depletion layer grows in such a way that it is going to almost close the channel. When the channel is closed, what about the drain current? What about the drain current?
It reduces.
It reduces. So if I'm going to reduce this gate to source voltage, during that time what happens? The depletion layer will be keep on decreasing. The depletion layer will keep on decreasing. When the depletion layer is decreased, during that time again there will be a path to flow. So, and again when you increase the gate to source voltage, depletion layer will increase, path will depletion layer will increase and path will decrease. So from this what we understood is gate or the voltage whatever you are applying across the gate will act like a controlling terminal. That's why the name voltage control device. So now which is that voltage which is going to control this device? Which is that voltage which is going to control this device?
VGS, sir.
Yes, VGS is the voltage which is going to control the flow of charges in this particular device. Okay, even though you are applying VDS, more and more VDS, because of the increase in the gate to source voltage, the depletion layer grows and there will be control in flow of current. So by properly adjusting the gate to source voltage, we can adjust the current, drain current. That's why the name voltage control device. They can ask you an exam why it is called voltage control device. This is the explanation you need to give. So this is about the working construction and working of N channel JFET. Similarly, if they ask for P channel JFET. So for P channel JFET, can anyone explain? It is just inverse of it. Wherever you are having P, put N. Wherever you are having N, put P. Can anyone try to explain? The same explanation for P channel. No one. Roshan?
Sir,
Can you try?
sir, I don't know what. I can try.
You try.
Uh,
I will draw the diagram. You just explain.
yes, sir. Sir. So when the voltage is applied between the drain and the source terminals,
First construction. What type of material you will take?
sir, silicon N-type.
No. I told you. In N channel, I took N-type slab. In P channel, for this I'm asking now. For P channel, you should take P-type material slab.
Yes, sir.
Okay. After that, what you should do?
Sir, the PN junction forms the diode.
So you have to
Internally-
embed N-type material on either side.
Yes, sir.
After that, you should.
And the common terminal is taken as the gate.
So you should take the ohmic contact. And this
Yes.
two are shorted, and this is known as the gate, and this is source. This is the
That's the
drain.
drain.
Okay. Now I have constructed. So this is called a P channel JFET. Why it is called P channel JFET?
So because it has the
Hmm.
P part as the like the P side as the drain.
P side as a drain. No, this is entire term. This entire part is a drain. P only. The path taken by the charges to flow is of P-type material. That's why P channel. This is a path, no? Drain
Yes,
is
sir.
here. Let us say there is some charge here. This charge is flowing towards the drain. Through which path it is flowing? Through the P-type material.
P-type material.
That's why P channel JFET.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the majority charge carriers in this P channel?
Holes, sir.
Holes. Now, I want to attract all the holes towards this drain. So, what kind of voltage I need to apply?
So the polarity of the VGS and VDS are reversed.
Reverse. So, what kind of voltage I should apply here? I should apply positive or negative to attract holes.
So negative.
Negative. Good. So, this is negative VGS. Okay. What about the gate? What kind of voltage I should apply to grow the depletion layer here?
Sir, positive.
Positive. So VGS is positive. Now this is CS. Now what happens? Explain the operation. Initially, VGS is 0. During
Yes.
that time, what happens?
So that time the voltage VDS is applied between the drain and the source terminals.
Okay. Good.
And the gate voltage is 0.
Okay. So all the holes, all the charges move towards the drain.
Yes, sir.
This is going
And the
to
depletion region is the between the PN junction.
PN junction, but since the VGS is 0, there is no depletion junction.
Yes, sir.
Now, so now slowly I start giving voltage here, VGS. Now what happens? The depletion region starts
Forming.
The depletion region starts forming. So I'll be keep on increasing VGS. So and I'll be increasing VDS also. The depletion layer will grow. Depletion layer will grow. The depletion layer will grow like this. So now what happens when the depletion layer is growing like this? What happens?
So it reduces the flow. It increases the resistance of the material.
Increase the resistance of the material. Because of that, the drain current will be reducing since the channel width is reduced. Okay.
Yes.
Why it is called voltage control device?
So because it reduces the flow of the holes.
Okay. Anybody? Okay. Anybody? Others? Can you answer why it is called voltage control device?
So by controlling the VGS voltage, we can reduce the flow of current in the JFET.
Yes. And Kirtana, can you tell me why I have written depletion layer more towards this compared to this?
So there's some a voltage polarity which is being applied across the drain, no sir, and source is grounded.
Hmm. Okay, this is how the P-channel JFET works. Coming to the symbol, this is the symbol. So drain, source, gate. I told you arrow mark will be towards the gate. This is P-channel. Okay, source between this we have VDS, between this we have VGS, and current will be ID. This is the symbol we are having. So they can ask you the construction and working of JFET or JFET N channel or P channel MOSFET. So after this, the next part is the characteristics. The characteristics of the JFET. So what are the characteristics of the JFET? They'll be asking. In the characteristics of JFET, we are having three things which comes into picture. Only two things we'll be considering. One is drain characteristics. And other one is transfer characteristics. Drain characteristics, transfer characteristics. Two things we are going to study. So they can ask you explain the characteristics of JFET. N channel JFET as well as P channel JFET. So first we'll start with drain characteristics. So in the drain characteristics is nothing but the VI characteristics what you might have studied for transistor VI characteristics, where the base current will be fixed and VCE will be varied, the collector to emitter voltage will be varied, and the collector current will be keep on changing, but the base current will be fixed. The same thing we are going to do in the drain characteristics. So in this drain characteristics, we are going to plot the waveform between the voltage and the current. Voltage and the current, I versus V. Now, can you tell me, and one more thing here, in explaining the drain characteristics, I'll be taking one current to explain this. I'll be taking two voltages to this. One current is drain current, two voltages means gate to source voltage, drain to source voltage. Can you tell me among these two, for one iteration, which will be kept constant for one iteration? That means one trial, which will be kept constant. Just analyze with the VI characteristics of the transistor. There IB1, IB2, IB3. That means base current was fixed for one trial, and again we change the base current for the second trial. Now, can you tell me among in this, it's a voltage control device, which is going to be kept constant for one trial?
ID, sir.
ID is a current. I'm asking about these two voltages.
VDS, sir.
VDS. Okay. Any other answer? Okay, why VDS? Why not VGS?
Sir, VDS, sir.
VDS. Okay, why VDS? Why not VGS? 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 Okay, why VDS One simple thing. See, if you are going to make VDS constant, current will not increase only, no? You want to have increased current. When the current ID increases, when VDS is increasing, that is drain voltage is increased, during that time drain current will increase.
Sir, VGS, sir.
Yes. So VGS should be kept constant. For one iteration, for one trial, we'll fix VGS and we are going to plot the waveform for these two, ID and VDS. Now, I'll discuss with N channel JFET. Can you tell me whether VDS will be positive or negative for N channel?
Positive, sir.
Positive. So for VDS, whenever you should be very careful in explaining the characteristics. If they're asking N channel characteristics, drain characteristics, then you should use the first quadrant because VDS is positive, so it should come in first quadrant. Okay, if they're asking for P channel, VDS comes negative, it will be negative, so you should use second quadrant for explaining. Now, first step, what I'll be doing is I'll keep VGS is equal to 0. When VGS is equal to 0, and I'm going to increase VDS. During that time, what happens is the current will be keep on increasing. After that, it will be constant. When you further increase this VDS continuously, it will enter the breakdown region. I'll explain what is breakdown region. Next, so this is for VGS is equal to 0. In the next step, what I'll do is I'm going to apply VGS is equal to 1 volt. Can anyone tell me what might happen now? Whether say this is the current level for this one is this much. Now when VGS is equal to 1 volt, whether the current increases beyond this or it will be less than this?
So less than, sir.
Yes.
Less than.
Yes, less than. So when you are increasing VDS by keeping VGS is equal to 1 volt, so VGS will be equal to 1 volt. So here it will enter the breakdown region sooner to that. So VGS is equal to 1 volt. So next what I'll do is I'll keep VGS is equal to 2 volt. Again now for VGS is equal to 2 volt, the current will, IDS current will further decrease. VGS is equal to 2 volt. Then again, when VGS is equal to 3 volt, when VGS is equal to 3 volt, so during that time, so VGS is equal to 3 volt. So you can see that when gate to source voltage is keep on increasing, a constant. So once you keep VGS is equal to 3 volt, you'll keep it constant and you'll be increasing VDS for this particular curve. That's why I have written in different colors. This is one iteration, this is other iteration, this is other iteration, this is other iteration. For one iteration, you'll keep VGS fixed. Okay, and you'll be varying VDS. Now, after doing all these things, now we are going to study the different regions of operations. So when we consider the different regions of operations, this region, whatever I have marked here, the blue color, this region is known as ohmic region. This is known as ohmic region, and this region where the current is almost constant, this region is known as saturation region, and the region where it is going to enter the breakdown is known as breakdown region. Okay. So these are the three different regions of operation we are having, and this is ID, and which will be in terms of milliamperes. Can anyone remember what are the three regions of operations of bipolar junction transistor BJT? Three regions.
Emitter,
No, that is the terminal amount. Operations. Regions of operation.
cutoff region, sir,
Good.
and saturation region,
Hmm.
and
One more. One more is active region. Okay. Cutoff region, active region, saturation region. So if I take an example of switch, so if you are going to keep the transistor in saturation region, it is going to act as on switch. If you are going to keep the transistor in cutoff region, it is going to act as off switch. If you are going to keep the transistor in active region, then it is going to act as amplifier. Okay. So in the third module, we'll discuss more about BJT. In the same way, here also in JFET also there are three regions of operation: ohmic region, saturation region, breakdown region. In ohmic region, when you see the current is keep on increasing, the current is there is increase or variation of the current is going to happen here. But when you see the saturation region, it is the maximum, it is constant and it is maximum. But when you see the breakdown region, it is going to go beyond the limit and it is uncontrollable. So when you see these three regions of operation, we understand the JFET can be operated in only two regions. One is ohmic region and other one is saturation region. If you enter into the breakdown region, during that time what happens? We cannot control the flow of current as we have seen the avalanche. No, in the same way here also. See, when it reaches that portion, there is sudden rise of current. See, vertically they are increasing. Vertically, the current is increasing like this. That means there is breakdown region. Now we are having ohmic region. There it is keep on increasing, or you can decrease by decreasing this. But once it enters into the saturation region, the current becomes constant. So whatever you voltage you might increase, but the current is constant. See, it is a horizontal line only. Okay, these are the three regions of operations we are having. Now I have a question. I want to use this JFET as an amplifier. Can anyone tell me in which region I should operate this JFET to work to use this JFET as an amplifier?
ohmic region, sir.
Yes, correct. Good. Why it is? Why do you feel that? Answer is correct. Your answer is correct. But why? What? Why you told ohmic region?
I don't know why, sir, but I read it.
Good. Okay. Anybody? Okay. See, in ohmic region, we have the flexibility to increase or decrease the current. That is what we need in amplifiers. In amplifier, there is no fixed level. We can increase or decrease. If you have an amplifier in our guitar or anywhere, or you are using amplifier in our music system, we want to increase the level of the volume. We might sometimes increase or we might decrease. So we want that variation, or we want that flexibility. But if you are going to use saturation region, there is no flexibility. It has entered saturation, so you will get only once at one level of volume, you cannot reduce it. But in ohmic region, you can fluctuate or you can vary the level of current. So that's why in ohmic region, these amplifiers are being operated. There also in BJT, in active regions, amplifiers are operated because we have an option or we have that flexibility of varying the current and voltage. So based upon our requirement. So ohmic region we are going to use. Saturation region where we'll use it whenever we want to use it as an on switch. I want to switch on something and leave it for a long time. So you'll be using saturation region. Okay, this is what we are going to do. Okay, this is the drain characteristics. Similarly, for the drain characteristics of P channel, what will be there for P channel? Same thing, you'll get it on the second quadrant, VDS, because VDS is negative. So VDS will be negative. Again, here also the same thing. You come. Same, whatever you have. The explanation, everything is same. But the only change is VDS is negative and VGS is positive. So here also same thing. This is the breakdown region. This is the saturation region and this is the ohmic region. Okay. These are the three regions of operation and this is the drain characteristics. The same story you have to explain for this one, but this is for P channel. This is for N channel. N channel first quadrant, P channel second quadrant. Okay. After this, we are having transfer characteristics. That transfer characteristics we can do it in next class.